Hi all, my name's Miss Ryder and I'm fortunate enough to teach A-level psychology as part of our wonderful St Margaret Ward sixth form family. Psychology is perhaps best described as the scientific study of the mind and behaviour. It looks to understand, predict and control the way that we as people think, feel and behave. The course is made up of 3 units. You'll study research methods, themes through course studies and applied psychology, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about each of those. Okay, research methods teaches us how to carry out our own scientific research, investigating factors that influence thoughts, feelings and behaviours. We use and build on our existing knowledge of science and maths to conduct our own research, collect the data and to draw meaningful conclusions about behaviour. Themes through course studies provides an outline of the 5 key approaches to explaining behaviour: cognitive, developmental, physiological, social and individual differences approaches. We look at 10 topics across the 5 main areas, including memory and attention, external influences on behaviour and morality, regions of the brain and brain plasticity. We look at obedience, disobedience and factors that influence helping. And finally, we have a look at understanding disorders and measuring differences. Finally, during the second year of the course, we look at applied psychology. We focus on issues such as mental health, criminal psychology and child psychology. For mental health, we have a look at the historical context of mental health. So we look at defining abnormality, diagnosing disorders, as well as biological, cognitive and social explanations of disorders and the therapies and treatments based on them. For criminal psychology, we ask some gritty questions, things like, are criminals born or made? How accurate is fingerprint identification? What's the impact of techniques used when interviewing witnesses and suspects on the memory accounts that are given? What sort of factors influence jurors? What are the effects of imprisonment? And how can the environmental crime prevention techniques be used to reduce crime? Finally, the last area that we look at in applied psychology would be child psychology. So here we look at children and we look at development. We ask questions like, is intelligence genetically inherited? Does brain development influence risk-taking behaviour, particularly in teenagers and adolescents? Is visual perception innate or is it something that we learn? What teaching strategies are most effective with children, often depending on their age? How are children influenced by gender stereotypes in the media? And how important is an infant's first relationship with the primary caregiver? How do we measure this? And what are the implications for relationships in later life? So, will you enjoy psychology? What's not to love? A word of caution, there is lots and lots of reading, writing and remembering. If the topics sound of interest to you and you're not deterred by taking in masses and masses of information and doing loads of work, then I look forward to seeing you in September. Wishing you all the very best in your final year and your GCSE exams. Miss Ryder.